again, and welcome to Golden West College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Today, it's the Patriotic Bowl as the Rustlers welcome in the visiting East Los Angeles College Huskies. Jeff Stoynoff, Mike Cepeda with you from Huntington Beach. Picture-perfect day for football. We are moments away from the opening kick with the Huskies coming in with a record of 5-5. They were right in the hunt in the Northern Division right to the end, finishing with a 2-3 record.
Everybody was.
And that crazy Northern Division that went down to the final week with all teams in the division tied at 2-2. What a finish that was. They move on with a bowl appearance here today, taking on Golden West. Meanwhile, for the Rustlers, the playoffs arguably started for them a couple of weeks ago when they went to Fullerton College to take on the Hornets. It was a disappointing 26-6 loss for the Rustlers in that one. They still make a postseason appearance here today in the Patriotic Bowl as they will host East Los Angeles College. But certainly that was a deflating loss against a Fullerton team that really came to play and ends up taking the South Division. They are in the playoffs against Mount San Antonio College. We'll step away here briefly, come back, get you set up, ready to go for the Patriotic Bowl from Huntington Beach, Golden West College, and East Los Angeles College on SoCalCollegeSports.com. The Huskies have won the toss and elected to defer, so the Rustlers will go on offense first to get things going here in the Patriotic Bowl, 8th incarnation here of the Patriotic Bowl in 2022. And it's the East Los Angeles College Huskies and the Golden West College Rustlers. Short kick taken at the 15-yard line. And a short return for Sarmiento, who absorbs a big hit at about the 22-yard line and does a good job to hold on to the football. Watch here again as Sarmiento is able to wriggle out of the first tackle, but then ultimately pays the price, taking the big hit, but does hold on. And the Rustlers will go on offense from the 23 behind freshman quarterback Uwe Ale. Interesting story with Ale coming in midway through the season, has held the starting job. Recent departure of Malachi Martinez, who has elected to leave the team at the end of his freshman year. And Ale figures to be in the driver's seat to ultimately be the quarterback returning next year as a sophomore. But when we talked to Nick Mitchell, he was quick to point out that we recruit every position every year. So we'll wait and see how it looks for next year, but obviously they'll be looking to bring in some talent at the quarterback position, should that be possible as well. First down carry and a short gain out to the 25. Second down and 8 as Jason Pete gets the call in the backfield to get the start. Two wide receivers to the left on a 2nd and 8 play. First drive for Golden West just underway in the Patriotic Bowl. Delayed handoff, good running room for Pete. Following his center, James Nose, out past the 30, near first down yardage. It's going to be a 3rd and short after a 7-yard run for Pete. Rustlers want to move quickly. Again, Sarmiento and Kennewell, the leading receivers for the Rustlers, both to the left side. But they'll keep it on the ground on 3rd and short. Ale on the keeper, falls forward for a couple of yards. Uwe Ale has been effective running the football all season long. Got that big body and more than a little quickness. Enough to get it done for Uwe, who comes in with 221 yards rushing. That includes 3 touchdowns on the ground. Ale overall completing 55% of his passes on the season for 1,237 yards, 11 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. Steps up, guns over the middle of the pass, too high, incomplete, looking for Robbie Savau. Ray Walters in the area with the coverage. Getting a little help from Deontay Knott Sr. 2nd down and 10. Pete remains in the backfield for the Rustlers. 4-man rush. Ale steps up, guns the far side, has the completion, appears to have enough for a first down at the 45. Finds Caleb Docknell. You see Docknell with the good break in front, working against Jalen Martin, the corner for East Los Angeles College. And the book on East Los Angeles College. Big, strong, fast, physical team. A lot of talent for Bobby Godinez on this Husky squad. A number of Division I bounce backs coming back to East Los Angeles College. And Nick Mitchell saying this may be as formidable a physical team as we have played outside of Riverside City College on the season. And said that he has been most impressed with what he has seen as he has watched them this week. The Huskies come in with a record of 5-5, and that really just highlights how difficult it is for Bobby Godinez to gel all that talent. The Huskies are among the most penalized teams in the 3C2A, and it's one thing to bring in a lot of talent, but then to bring it all together and have that talent be cohesive.
Must be some Raider fans.
Yeah, another talent, another challenge indeed, as the pass is complete to Sarmiento. First catch for Robert Sarmiento, has another first down.
Big hit
for the Rustlers. Excuse me, Michael. Deontay Knott lowering the boom, and that's another big hit taken by Sarmiento, and he is showing his toughness as he has all season long. He's battled an injury, did miss a few games in the middle of the year, but he is back and into the fold for Golden West. Another catch there into ELAC territory at the 41-yard line on the opening drive. First down carry on the left side. Good running room inside the 35 for Pete to the 34. 7-yard run brings up a 2nd down and 3. Looked like Para able to get there for the stop for the Huskies. Brings up a 2nd down and 3. Staying with this idea of the considerable talent, might be a broken play. Ale lifts over the middle and it's incomplete.
It's a dangerous pass, but had Kennewell.
Yeah, it looked like Kennewell had actually broken free, but just a little too far to the inside, brings up a 3rd down and 3. The Rustlers naturally a little deflated as a team after the loss to Fullerton. That was a game for the South Division Championship for a playoff spot, and it went to Fullerton College. But Nick Mitchell said we caught a little bit of a break, that initially the guys were a little down, a little deflated after that loss to Fullerton. Such an emotional game. Quick throw and a catch made at the 31.
I think he has it.
Right at the 1st down marker as he finds Dondre Brim. Brim with the catch, has the 1st down, but said that we caught a little bit of a break as they watched the Huskies all week and saw what a challenge this is going to be, and the team got pretty fired up for this challenge against a team that, again, boasts a number of D1 bounce backs. A big, strong, physical team are the Huskies, and so the Rustlers looking at the challenge here and are back into it. Pete with a little move to the right, twisting his way down to the 20-yard line, appears to have enough for another 1st down.
Another solid run here by Pete.
And Daniel Borales, all the way downfield, appeared to eventually bring Pete down, but another good run for Jayshon Pete. Pete's been quiet of late.
Oh, you get the injury to Sam Lybeer.
Yep.
Obviously a big part earlier in the season.
Yeah, Jayshon Pete, no carries, didn't play in the Fullerton game. Ale pop flies on the near side, just off the fingertips. Looking for Nick Kennewell, working over there against Andrew Lewis. And after that incompletion, it'll be 2nd and 10 yards mandatory, Michael.
I see where you're going.
That one was pretty much just for you. It's a little obscure.
If he would have brought in that pass, would you have followed up with, oh, my God, I don't believe it?
It's a 2nd down and 10. And meanwhile, quick change I should say Ale remaining in the game at quarterback. Thought we might have a change. We will see a change at quarterback in all likelihood at some point in this one, at least according to Nick Mitchell. Caldera swallows up Pete after a gain of perhaps a yard. It brings up a 3rd down and 9. They'll call it 10. Yeah,
short 10, long 9.
Believe Luke Peterman scheduled to see some action. He's been the 3rd string all season long, but with the departure of Martinez, Peterman likely to get some run here today. Throw over the middle, complete. 1st down yardage, not again on the stop.
It's a great job by Ale going through his possessions and finding the open man for the 1st down on 3rd and long.
Yeah, finding Brim again. Methodical drive for the Rustlers, who started from their own 23-yard line and now have it 1st and goal. Golden West on the season in the red zone. 30th scoring percentage, 24th touchdown percentage in the state. So they've been pretty dependable in the red zone. They'll try Pete, little hesitation, and Pete down to the 4-yard line. 2nd down and goal after a 3-yard run. William Dome on the stop. They do have a call down on the field. I believe that was the first flag.
I don't think it was a flag. It was just an indication that a player's helmet had come off.
Okay.
That player has to come off for
yeah,
play.
our referee, Ed Sapolsky, makes the call. 2nd and goal. Ale Running left on the keeper, lowers the shoulder, might have gotten a yard. Ray Walters leading the charge along with Vincent Parra. A couple of outstanding defensive backs for this East Los Angeles defense. A 3rd down and goal with the ball just inside the 5. They'll spot it at the 4. This is where Nick Kennewell becomes such a weapon for the Rustlers, as he is split out to the left. Docknall, Sarmiento, and Savao on the right side. The Rustlers in the home black jerseys with a 3rd and goal. Snap to Ale. Pete running left, bounces it outside. Jason Pete in for the touchdown, a 4-yard touchdown run as the Rustlers go 77 yards in just under 7 minutes and get on the board on a touchdown run by Jason Pete. For Pete, meanwhile, just the 2nd rushing touchdown on the season. This is a terrific effort. Play designed to go off tackle on the left side, but good vision for Jason Pete. Able to beat Parra to the pylon and get the Rustlers on the board. Extra point up and good. Golden West College breaks out in front. 8:06 to go in the first quarter. They lead it 7-0 in the 2022 Patriotic Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com. .15 to go here in the opening quarter in Golden West on a touchdown run by Jason Pete. And grabbed the 7-0 lead. The approach and the kick away. Taking it about the 7. Down to the 15. Bouncing it outside to the 25-yard line. Do have a late flag coming in. We'll see if this was on the tackle. So preliminarily, it's an 18-yard return to the 25. But let's see where it will ultimately end up.
It's that late block in the back there. We see it. I think you're going to flag 46 here on the white. We'll see it one more time here, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, blindside block right there at the end.
Yeah.
45.
Yeah, it looked like it was on Austin Gerbich. No, Hudson Letterman out there in coverage. And takes the block. The block came, I believe you said, Leo Cordova at the end of that play. And it's going to back up the Huskies all the way to their own 11-yard line. And that's where we will see the Husky offense for the first time today. And they are led out by quarterback Quincy Ivory. So most of the season, it's been Terrence Gibson leading this offense, playing the first 8 games. The last couple of games, Frank Alvarez has come in and played extremely well for the Huskies. And now it's Quincy Ivory, who's seen very little action all season, who gets the start here today. Honstetter on the carry out to the 17-yard line, where it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. Of course, the Rustlers, I should say, so difficult to move the ball on the ground against them. Opposing offenses have been limited to just over 65 yards a game on the ground against this Rustler defense. So a 6-yard run for Honstetter is a good early sign for East Los Angeles, as it's a 2nd and 4. Ivory looks over the defense. They'll try Honstetter again, trying to cut it back, but he is hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss on the play. Palomino leading the charge with a little help from Vasquez and Laban. The Rustlers quickly on that play. They are so aggressive getting into the backfield against running plays, particularly those that are of more of the east-west variety. It's difficult to move to either sideline against this Rustler defense that is both fast and aggressive. 3rd down and 6 from the 15. Ivory has the snap. Play action, throws over the middle. Palomino getting a hand up to knock it down. It hung in the air, but ultimately falls incomplete, but it's a quick 3 and out for the Huskies. And the Rustlers figure to get it back with solid field position as the punt will come from the 15-yard line. And it will be Daniel Barales who will be back in punt formation. Nate Jimenez waiting at his own 41-yard line. Snap to Barales. They come after the punt, but Barales does get it away. End-over-end kick takes a Husky bounce into Rustler territory at the 49-yard line. That's a 36-yard kick, no return, but excellent field position for Golden West College, as they will have it 1st and 10 from their own 49 with 6:33 remaining in the first quarter here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. First and 10 from the 49. Ale back. Jared Johnson in the backfield. They fake the handoff. Ale on the keeper. The ball comes out late, but whistles have come in, and they're going to blow the play dead after a 1-yard run for Ale. On the stop, it was Jonathan Perkins who ultimately fell on the ball, but the play blown dead. It's a 2nd and 9 for Golden West from midfield. Javon Williams split wide to the left. Ale looks over the Husky defense for this 2nd and 9 play.
Check.
Has the snap. 4-man rush. Ale under pressure. Guns on the far side. Had a man momentarily, but the pass incomplete. I believe was that Williams over on the far side. I can't get a number, Michael, but.
Can you hear me?
3rd down and 9. This would be a big stop for East Los Angeles if they can get it. The Rustlers on the season converting at 37% on 3rd down, facing a 3rd and 9 here. Perkins showing blitz. Here they come. Ale with good protection, guns in the flat, and the pass incomplete. Looking for Jimenez. I should say Sarmiento, and Walters was closing in quickly. That was going to be well short of a 1st down, even if it was complete. A late flag comes in. As right now it's 4th and 9. Look like some extracurriculars at the tail end of that play. And again, we mentioned the struggles for East Los Angeles College on penalties this season. But preliminarily, we're guessing that this is going to go against Golden West. But this could potentially be a massive call, as right now the Huskies have come up with the stop that they badly needed.
Let's see it again here. Go back on replay. You see them jostling, going back and forth. And
yeah, so it's at the tail end of the play. Yeah. And we got a number for East Los Angeles College. It was
12.
Jonathan Perkins, but we did not get a specific number for Golden West. But that could be instrumental later if you get another personal foul call. You could be looking at an ejection. The penalty's offset. It brings up 4th down, and Jordan Palomino on to punt. And the punter position has turned into something of a nightmare for the Rustlers here in 2022. It started with Jake Cypress, but a season-ending injury for Cypress. Then Justin Hinsey as Palomino. High kick.
That's
inside the 5 and into the end zone. Is this off the Huskies? What's the call? It's out of the back of the end zone, and no indication yet, but the way they were scrambling after that one, that might have been touched.
It was touched
by the Huskies, and if so, out of the back of the end zone, this should be a safety. They will huddle up to make the call.
Touchback.
Okay, they're going to call it a touchback. So a 50-yard kick for Palomino. The touchback will bring it back out for the Huskies with 5:30 to go in the first quarter. I talked about the carousel at punter for Golden West this season. We saw Cypress. Hinsey now battling a toe injury, though he's still out and playing. He's handling the place-kicking duties as well as playing in the secondary, but not available to punt. Isaac Lariva had a stretch at the punter position, but had some struggles, and now it's Palomino in from his linebacker spot to handle the punting duties here today, and that first kick was a boomer for Palomino. A little misdirection and a completion to Schilling, who weaves his way forward to the 34-yard line. A gain of 14 immediately moves the chains. But it was interesting talking to Nick Mitchell this week about the Fullerton game, and he really highlighted that the difficulties in the punting game was critical, and said that we were just in terrible trouble all throughout the first half in terms of field position, and we couldn't flip the field and get ourselves back into good field position. The Hornets were consistently working with short fields. The defense hung in there as best they could and limited the Hornets to field goals rather than touchdowns. But ultimately, with the offensive struggles, they just ran out of time, ran out of gas, and couldn't bridge the gap against the Hornets. But the punting difficulties were a big part of the problem in that loss at Fullerton. Incompletion on first down brings up a 2nd and 10. Quincy Ivory brings the Huskies to the line, receivers left and right. It's a 2nd and 10 from the East Los Angeles 34. And a read option, Ivory on the keeper. But the Rustlers not fooled. Martin able to get to Ivory's legs and bring him down after a gain of a couple.
3rd and 7.
They'll call it 3, so a 3rd and 7. They need the 44. Meanwhile, East Los Angeles College been quite solid on 3rd down this season, converting at 42%. The Rustlers, as you would expect, have been stingy defensively on 3rd down. Opposing offenses converting just 27%. So that's a number to watch here today. Ivory hit in the backfield, brought down for a sack by Darren Vasquez. First sack of the day for Golden West. The loss of 5 brings it back to the 31. We'll see the East Los Angeles punting unit again. Let's run the replay. And
pocket went away in a hurry.
Yeah, and good coverage downfield and not a lot of options for Ivory. And rather than try and force it, elects to take the sack and live to fight another day. Snap to Borales. Short kick. Fair catch made at the Golden West 46. Well, it's a different story than from a couple of weeks ago. Early in this one, it's the Rustlers who enjoyed the field position advantage. Another short field. They went 3 and out last time. 3:37 remaining in the opening quarter, and they'll start again with very good field position at their own 46-yard line. Second appearance in the Patriotic Bowl all time for East Los Angeles. They were in the game in the first season at the helm for Bobby Godinez after an 8-2 regular season. They took on College of the Desert, did the Huskies, and won that one 63-37. Quick throw and a completion, but for minimal yardage, maybe a couple. 2nd down and 8. Luke Peterman, and we talked about Peterman moments ago. Slated to get some run, and here he is late in the first quarter, gets a drive. And he was under pressure immediately there. Good presence of mind and poised to get that ball out and at least pick up a couple of yards. 2nd down and 8. They'll go to Johnson on the ground. Johnson has a hole up the middle, 1st down and more for Golden West to the 40-yard line of East Los Angeles College before Lewis makes the stop.
Nice hard run there from Johnson.
That's Jared Johnson doing what Jared Johnson does. Running well between the tackles, averaging 5.3 yards a carry. He battled injuries throughout the entire first half of the year, but he's come on in the second half and solidified his role as option number one in the backfield along with Cross Antonacci. We just saw a good run from Jason Pete in the opening drive for a touchdown. Johnson on the call again over his right guard for a gain of a yard or two before he is pushed back. Perkins on the stop. They're not going to give him much of a spot. Let's see where they spot it down ultimately. No, they're going to say that Johnson got back to the line and that's it. So 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line of East Los Angeles. Peterman in the pistol formation. Has the snap, blitz coming. Peterman, quick throw on the right side, finds Saval. Knocked out after a gain of 6 by Walters. Brings up a 3rd down and a long 3. And again, Peterman with a good check down against the blitz. Finds his tight end, Robbie Saval. It brings up a 3rd down and 3 for Golden West. Golden West already 4 of 5 on 3rd down here today. It's a manageable 3 yards. Sarmiento in the slot, Kennewell wide to the left. It's Johnson who gets called. Little cut back, ball's free. Around the 35-yard line, it's a scrum. This is going to take the 1st down off the board. Golden West does come up with the recovery, but Johnson appeared to have enough for the 1st down, but that ball was knocked free and back to the 34-yard line, and that brings up a 4th down and 4 for Golden West, and the offense is going to stay on the field. A little too long for a field goal. This would be 51 yards, and they're not going to try that with Hinsey, so Peterman in the offense will stay on. Golden West on the season 5 of 11 on 4th down. This is a 4th and 4. Watch Sarmiento in the slot on the near side. Whistles come in.
I think they were trying to get a free 5.
Timeout taken. Golden West going to take their first charge timeout with 39 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Golden West with the 7-0 lead in the 2022 Patriotic Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com. We welcome you back to the campus of Golden West College, beautiful Huntington Beach, California. And it's a 4th and 4 for the Rustlers. Final minute of the first quarter. They'll bunch 3 wide receivers to the short side. Kennewell solo to the left. Snap to Peterman. 4-man rush. Peterman looking for Kennewell, and it's broken up by Lewis.
That's a heck of a play by Lewis.
Andrew Lewis working one-on-one against Kennewell and is able to recover. And you look at that frame for Andrew Lewis, 6'4", 200 pounds, out of Cecilia, Louisiana. And that is a little bit of what we're talking about. That is emblematic of East Los Angeles College. Big, strong, physical, and that's a tremendous recovery for Andrew Lewis on that play, working against Kennewell, who's had a tremendous year as a sophomore returner here for Golden West.
6'4", big-time athlete. I mean, that's the type of things. I mean, those are the type of intangibles that you see on Sunday.
34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Rustlers turned away on 4th down. 1st down carry for a gain of 3 for Honstetter. Brings up a 2nd down and 7. Kylan Neal, outstanding sophomore linebacker for Golden West. Out of Long Beach with the stop. word we got on Kylan Neal is he was one of very few players for Golden West, maybe the only one, that already had a visit scheduled with Fresno State. Ultimately, they did have to postpone that visit, but Neal, one of many players who's going to generate considerable looks here for Golden West, and he was already in talks with Fresno State, but obviously that will continue here in the upcoming weeks as the season draws to a close today. End of the first quarter, 7-0. Golden West on top of East Los Angeles in the Patriotic Bowl here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
The opportunity for both. One-on-one. Kennewell has it. Touchdown, Rustlers. Malachi Martinez finds a man over the middle. Sarmiento will take it in for 6. Touchdown, Rustlers.
Deep to right, Bale, and it's over the head of Marquez. That's going to score a run. Third down and 8 from the 36 for Golden West. Another change in the backfield with Josiah Sheffield coming into the game. They fake to Sheffield, throw on the right side, incomplete.
Man.
Off the hands of his intended target. I believe that was DeAndre Knox Jr. they were looking for over on that far side. We'll see if we can, and had both mitts on it.
15.
Oh, it's okay, it's Tyson Schilling who had the lone catch so far today, and it's a pretty good throw from Quincy Ivory. Slightly over the head of Schilling, but again, had both hands on it, can't make the catch. And boy, oh boy, if you're East Los Angeles, those are balls that you need to come down with. Opportunities against the Rustler defense going to be so few and far between. You've got to make the most of them. They missed that opportunity. Perales moves a few strides to his right and gets the kick off. Low liner takes a great kick.
Rugby style.
For the Huskies, all the way down to the 18-yard line. That's a 46-yard punt with no return. So East Los Angeles able to flip the field and pin the Rustlers back inside their own 20 to start this drive. And let's see if we see Luke Peterman again at the controls for Golden West. Peterman, another freshman, and likely back in the fold next season. Of course, that's a long way off. Full off season of recruiting coming, and we'll see what Golden West looks like to start next year. Looks like it's Ale back with Pete in the backfield. Receivers left and right. Perkins on the blitz. Quick throw to Savao, who is wrapped up perhaps a yard before Jalen Martin lowers the boom. They'll give him forward progress to about the 22. That's a generous spot, I think, for Savao. 3 yards brings up a 2nd down and 7. That is good, sure tackling from Jalen Martin, a freshman out of Corona. 2nd and 7. Again, Kennewell solo to the right. They set up the screen for Pete. Working behind his blockers, he weaves his way to the 29, very near the 1st down marker. That was Daum coming up again to make the stop, but well executed on the screen. They haven't moved the chains yet, so this is going to be 3rd and about a foot. Ale looking to the sideline, play clock at 21. Got time if you're Golden West. Overall 13-29 and counting remaining in the first half. Golden West with the 7-0 lead.
Well, wouldn't shock me to see a sneak here.
This is off, and Ale, little step to his right.
That's a great job by Ale. That play was stuffed up initially.
Yeah, following his right guard, Andrew Hernandez. And actually, it's Chris Garcia moving back to that right guard spot. And Garcia with a good push on that right side. And that makes the difference. And again, Michael, I agree. Good read from Uiale. Good patience. And is able to fall forward for a couple and move the chains. 1st and 10, Golden West. Pete cuts it to his left, out to the 39. 3-yard run brings up a 2nd down and 7. Another Golden West player lost a helmet.
Got a flag out, and I wonder if the flag is indicative of the helmet lost.
Yeah, it's Evan Cooper, who will head to the sidelines. And, Mike, that's a little more of a precarious position for Golden West than you might imagine. They're down to just 6 bodies on the offensive line. So when Cooper comes out, you are already down.
We'll redo first down again.
End of the bench.
There was a penalty.
As they'll redo it with a penalty. They're going to keep it at the 36, and it's 1st and 5. So the penalty against East Los Angeles. But, yeah, this is a Golden West offensive line that is young and has been really overrun by injuries this season as well. But they have battled with guys being called into greater roles and switching around on that line all season long. Nonetheless, the Rustlers all the way to an 8-2 regular season and another postseason appearance. No gain on the 1st down carry brings up a 2nd down and 5.
Testament to the coaching staff.
Yeah.
For Golden West, doing what they can, still get results, positive results, and so ever so close to a spot in the Final Four back-to-back years in the SCFA.
Yeah, Mike, illustrating the point, you look right now as the pass is complete to Savao near the 1st down marker, a little move to his left, and he appears to have it to the 42. Moments ago, we talked about a block by Chris Garcia at that right guard position that freed up Ale, got the 1st down. You watch them come to the line on the next play. Evan Cooper has come out, and Chris Garcia has already moved. It's James Nose who moves from center to right guard. That's how much the Rustlers are having to shuffle and go on the fly here on that offensive line. So give that young unit a lot of credit, the way they have battled all season long. 1st down completion for Savao. So a fresh set of downs. Ale looking deep and completes the pass, a dart to the 37-yard line as he finds Sarmiento.
We'll have a great look of it here, and very aptly described there, Jeff. A dart right between the cornerback and the safety. Sarmiento brings it in for the reception.
Yeah, Sarmiento back-to-back games with 6 receptions. That's his 2nd here today. Again, had the lengthy injury midway through the season, missed a few weeks. Took a week or 2 to get himself back into the fold, but now he has found his way back as a security blanket and favorite target for Uiale, and he finds the completion there and a 1st down for Golden West. Pete on the left side, inside the 35 to the 33-yard line, and again Perkins on the stop, and Pete and Perkins a little jawing after the play, but they'll separate. No flags are down. That's a good run for Pete. Call it 5 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5. And, Mike, we're early in the 2nd quarter here, and this may be the bowl game and the final game of the season, but it's testy. It's got a postseason feel out there between these two teams who are still getting after it as the season for these two teams draws to a close here today.
Well, 2 gritty bunches you mentioned at the Open, Jeff. ELAC, one of the most penalized teams in the SCFA. But they play with a lot of emotion. And
little hesitation for Johnson. Lowers the shoulder down to the 29. He's about a yard shy. Brings up another 3rd down. It's a 3rd down and 1.
Jeff, sometimes that emotion can work for you, can work against you. And time again this season, it's worked against ELAC.
Golden West 4 of 6 on 3rd down. Ale on the keeper uses that big frame again. Falls forward for a couple. Moves the chains. I think we might have missed one. I think they might be 6 of 8 on 3rd down. See if we're going to get an update on the live stats. They had one earlier on that drive. Same play. 1st and 10 from the East Los Angeles 27-yard line. Johnson in the backfield. Stack receivers on both sides. Ale looking to his left, incomplete. Omega Williams getting his hands up in that passing lane, knocking it down at the line, brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Omega earlier on this drive was whistled for neutral zone infraction. A little bit of redemption there. 2nd and 10.
They've got it at 5 of 7, so we'll stick with that officially. On 3rd down, 2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers to the right for Ale. Again, the Huskies come on the blitz. Ale with running room. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. He's going to take it in. 27-yard touchdown run. The 4th rushing touchdown on the season for Uwe Ale. And with 9 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter, Golden West moves out in front 13-0.
Great read.
Yeah, the blitz came, Michael, and he stepped up, and once he stepped up, he saw nothing but green grass in front of him. Takes it 27 yards for the touchdown. Mentioned Ale has been a weapon with his feet all season long. A rushing touchdown here, his 4th, 9 minutes to go in the 1st half. Golden West extends on the lead. They lead it 14-0 in the 2022 Patriotic Bowl here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Kick away. Golden West has been impressive through a quarter and 6 minutes, and they lead it 14-0. And the stats show pretty well a story of domination by Golden West. 13 first downs so far for the Rustlers to just 1 for East Los Angeles. The Rustlers have been typically dominating on defense. And methodical and extremely effective on offense. That's a recipe for success, and they have the 14-0 lead. And right now, East Los Angeles, behind quarterback Quincy Ivory, badly need an answer. And at the very least, you would think they need a couple of first downs and to give that defense an opportunity to rest on the sideline after another lengthy drive for Golden West. Ivory at the controls. Sends his back in motion. Ivory on the keeper. Tries to pick his way forward and gets back ultimately to the 27-yard line, or should say to the 22. A gain of a couple brings up a 2nd down and 8. Look like Jonah Laban getting there for the stop. Bring up a 2nd down and 8. Ivory with Honstetter in the backfield. Haven't seen anything so far from leading receiver Trajan Bridges, who comes in having an outstanding season and who has been red hot of late, but haven't called Bridges' name yet. And Ivory on the keeper gets to the 26-yard line, brings up a 3rd down and 4. East Los Angeles 0 of 3 on 3rd down today, and they need this one here. And you see Bridges over to the right with 3 wide receivers to the left. And let's see if Ivory looks for his leading receiver here. Matched up with Prince Ford over on that far side. East Los Angeles in the white jerseys, working it from right to left. Snap to Ivory. They'll swing it out to Honstetter. Gets a block. He's at the 30 and appears to have enough for the 1st down. Forced out by Palomino, but the Huskies convert. That's a big 3rd down pickup. A gain of 6 on a 3rd and 4, call it 7 to the 33-yard line. That buys the defense a little time to recover on that sideline as it's a fresh set of downs for East Los Angeles College. Ivory gives to Honstetter, good hole on the left side, but it quickly closes down as Palomino wraps up Honstetter at the 36-yard line, call it the 37. Gain of 4 brings up a second down and 6. Terrell Taylor also in on the stop. Clock continues to move down to 6:41 and counting, remaining in the second quarter with Golden West leading at 14-0. Snap to Ivory, fake to Honstetter, the throw in the flat. That was well diagnosed. Boy, Ford was there quickly. He was looking for Rene Saldivar. And it's a good thing that Saldivar didn't make the catch because that was going nowhere, but Ford was thinking pick 6. Golden West with an astounding 9 defensive touchdowns on the season.
So that's dangerously close to being a backwards pass.
Yeah, that is a dangerous play against an extremely opportunistic defense. East Los Angeles perhaps fortunate to just get an incompletion. 3rd down and 6 from the 37. Ivory with the snap. Play action, steps up, hit as he throws, looking for Schilling, and it's incomplete. Akili Hubbard closes late and breaks it up. It's a pretty good throw from Ivory. Schilling had gotten about a half a step, but how about the recovery from outstanding safety Akili Hubbard? As he gets back, Hubbard, the sophomore out of Bellflower. And he's able to recover and deny Schilling and the Huskies on 3rd down. Here comes the punting unit. They'll come after it again. Morales, high kick. Fair catch made at the 28 by Jimenez. 6:15 remaining in the first half. Rustlers back on offense, leading at 14-0.
Well, some big games from around the SCFA here today, most notably Ventura at Riverside. Fullerton and Mount Sac will duel it out. I believe that's tonight at Fullerton.
And, of course, you know, I'm proud to be a longtime announcer working for Ventura College, one of our clients, and I've had the great pleasure of working as the Pirates announcer for a number of years. And I got to tell you, the boys got a tough assignment, but they're a little different team with Steve Mushagan. They get their coach back. He missed a couple of games early in the season. He's back on the sidelines. They're 3-0 since Moose has returned to the sidelines. But boy, oh boy, what a tough assignment to go down to Riverside and take on just another loaded and extremely well-coached team under legendary head coach Tom Kraft and over at Riverside College. And
2 legends.
Yeah, it's going to be
doing battle.
It's going to be a tough assignment there. And then
I believe that's a noon or a 1 o'clock game. Oh, okay, so 2 o'clock game. So when we have some updates on that game, we will relay them to you.
And then the other one, of course, the other playoff matchup is Fullerton and Mount Sac. And, you know, the Hornets are an interesting story this season, too, because all they do is just keep on beating everybody that they put in front of them. So we'll see. It's another tough assignment as they get the Mounties. Should be an exciting playoff run. Jimenez with the reception. He is whipped down at the 31. And now more late fisticuffs. Walters getting into it. And there'll be some pushing and shoving after the play.
Well, Sarmiento fires the ball there at the end, and, well, ill-advised. It would have been 15 going the other way. He hits a referee in the head, so he draws a flag. This is going to be 2 offsetting fouls.
Yeah, it's Wesley Hauk who comes in, and I think, you know, Wesley doing what you would expect there after a little bit of physical play at the end, and he steps up looking out for his guy, and then Walters back up to his feet, and he's got to retaliate, and now you got a little post-whistle Donnybrook. So they'll sort that out, likely be personal fouls either way after the short completion for Golden West on 1st down. Let's go down to Ed Zapolsky.
Wow.
Smart offense. Come on, offense.
Number 18 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal.
That's
So they both go against Golden West.
That,
with
that's
Sarmiento
interesting
and
here,
Howe.
Jeff, because it certainly looked like there's unnecessary roughness on 0 for ELAC. He walks over, falls on top of him.
Yeah, I think the case could be made there that that's a little bit on both sides. And maybe best to calm things down with a flag on both. But both work against Golden West. Unless, are they perhaps making the argument that it was Sarmiento who intentionally or didn't do enough to get out of the way and kind of tripped up Walters? They're saying tripped him and then pushed him. Appears to be the call, at least on the field.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with that or not, I suppose, is up for debate. But either way,
And whether you agree with it or not, your agreement is irrelevant.
right, it's a 3rd and 30 from the 8. So this perhaps becomes a significant play. If you're the Huskies and you can get a stop here, you might come out of this with very good field position and a chance to start to get yourself back in the game.
Well, we've seen Palomino be very effective from the punter position.
Yeah, that was a booming punt on his first kick.
Indeed.
Perhaps some movement on the right side.
Half the distance.
Yep, this is going to back him up a little bit more. And that's Evan Cooper, who's over at the right tackle spot now.
3rd and 30. Why not 3rd and 35?
Well, good news if you're a Golden West fan. It's only 4 yards, so it's 3rd and 34. As they'll back it up from the 8 back to the 4-yard line. Both of these teams have done a great job taking care of the football all season long. Golden West plus 17 turnover differential, and they are going to keep it with Ale on the ground. He's out past the 10 to the 13-yard line. Para able to trip him up after a 9-yard run. That brings up 4th down, and it will bring on Palomino and the punting unit. East Los Angeles College, for their part, plus 8 turnover differential on the season. So both these teams have been on the right side of the turnover stat for the most part all season long, and no turnovers here in the first half that I can remember, Michael. That's an unofficial number, but I believe we haven't seen a turnover yet on either side.
There are numbers and clock always unofficial. We did see the fumble, but recovered by
Yeah.
Golden West.
By Golden West, indeed. So here comes Palomino. Ale did get him some breathing room with a 9-yard run.
Jordan Palomino in punt formation.
And Palomino wants to move quickly. Has the snap. High kick, but short. It's going to bounce at the 44. Bridges will take it on the big hop and get about 5 yards on the return. Another late flag comes in. This could potentially be a huge call because right now East Los Angeles has very good field position. Will it become even better, or will they hurt themselves and back themselves up a bit with 4:04 remaining in the first half? And we'll wait and see what the call is. After Bridges gets it to the 41 on a 6-yard return.
Let's see if we can bring this back in here.
Right now it's at the 41. And they are huddled up. There's 2 flags down. There's one on the far side and then one in the middle of the field as well. So there might be 2 calls coming as well.
They're going to get, Jeff, I think they're going to get a coach. And we're going to go back to the replay here, and we'll slow it down. Somebody goes out of bounds here.
Again, well, there you can see Walters still getting after it, very physical. And there's clearly a push. I think that's going to go against East Los Angeles, as that was about 5 yards out of bounds, and they're still getting after it. It's hard to imagine that's not going to be on East Los Angeles, but there is also a flag at the middle of the field. Let's go to Ed Zapolsky. Wow, again. Both going against Golden West.
That's 2 unsportsmanlikes on Sarmiento, and I don't know the rule here, but I want to say he might be done.
Wesley Hauk also, again, it's the same 2 from before. I don't know what to call it, but that it's two on Wesley Houck as well. And Mike, we go back to what we talked about a few minutes ago. This is a severely undermanned offensive line. If they lose an offensive lineman, they might be down to 5. So this takes it all the way to the 13-yard line of Golden West. So a golden opportunity for East Los Angeles College as they will start in the red zone at the Golden West 13, East Los Angeles. Something of a struggle in the red zone so far this season. Scoring at just 61%, touchdowns at 55%.
You know, this is one of those opportunities for the defense to really make a play.
Sheffield in the backfield. Ivory has the snap. They fake it to Sheffield. Ivory on the keeper. Takes a big hit, but does fall forward for a gain of a couple. 2nd down and 8. Hubbard moving up. Get in on the stop with Dane Despars. Brings up a 2nd down and 8.
You know, given the field position, if you're ELAC, you have to come away with 7.
Yeah, I think a field goal here would be the bare minimum, but not enough. I think trailing 14-0 here, this is a big-time opportunity. If you're a Husky fan, you'd love to see this converted to 6. In the flat to Sheffield. Sheffield looking for a block. He's at the 5. Hit there, falls forward to the 3. He's got enough for the 1st down. So Sheffield with a 9-yard reception. That's good enough for a 1st down. In fact, they'll spot it at the 2, where it'll be 1st and goal. Ivory under center on the keeper.
Ball might be out.
That is well diagnosed by Golden West. No gain on the play. Keeps it at 2nd and goal. Well, they really sold out against the sneak, and it worked, as you watch there. Again, Golden West arguably as tough as it gets to run the ball against. So even when you're on the doorstep, what do you do as Sheffield? No, it's Walters now on in the backfield as well. Is that Walters in the deep eye? Ivory has the snap. Quick pitch. They will try. Walters running right. He's in for the touchdown. Ray Walters, the sophomore safety, says, I'll take care of things. With the run on that right side following Maxwell Ihenishore and Israel Uili on the right side of that East Los Angeles College offensive line. That's a good push. And Walters converts on the 1-yard touchdown run. Well, let's see what we got here for, does Walters have a carry on the season? And Michael, according to the stats, he doesn't. Well, he's got one now.
Well, it's been Walters doing a lot of the back and forth in terms of the jostling and the attitude. And I think Coach Godin was just like, you know what? I think we could use some of that attitude. Why don't you go and run the ball?
Meanwhile, there is a false start on the extra point, so they'll back it up 5 yards. And they'll try again. East Los Angeles College has had some struggles in the kicking game this season. As a team, they're converting at just 68% on their extra points on the season. This one is up and good. Morales puts it through. As we'll watch one more time, Walters wins the race and gets in for the touchdown. 14-7 Golden West. The lead down to 7 with 2:14 remaining in the first half. It's the Patriotic Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com. back in Huntington Beach, 2:14 to go. 14-7, the Rustler lead. Slice to 7, a little trouble on the return. But they have it backing out to the 26, and that's where they'll get going.
Yeah, really.
7-yard return for Dondre Brim.
Really got to rough it out in this weather.
Well, it's fascinating here in this first half that while we talk about East Los Angeles College struggling with penalties this season, it's been Golden West really piling up the penalty yardage here in the first half, and that has been a storyline in a 14-7 game.
ELAC has done a pretty good job of baiting the Golden West, who can be a fiery bunch, into a couple of really bonehead penalties, mainly Sarmiento.
Yeah, I mean, that was a scoring drive of 13 yards. It started at the Golden West 13. And the Huskies convert. Ale has time, throws over the middle, looking for Sarmiento, who can't make the catch. Daum dropping back in zone coverage. And the pass incomplete. Cameron Robinson.
Yeah, that's right in the numbers, but a lot of traffic there. Sarmiento unable to hold it in.
Yeah, they're dropping deep down, and Sarmiento had a chance with both hands on it, but can't make the catch. 2nd down and 10. Ale dropping back again, looking for the screen to Johnson. Johnson on the far side, nothing doing. Might have lost a yard on a play.
Hey, you're going to lose 2. Back him up to the 24.
So 3rd down and long. And Golden West in danger here of a quick 3-and-out and giving the Huskies one more chance perhaps before halftime. 1:32 and counting. Now the clock has stopped. Nope, now it's going. 1:26 and counting. Snap to Ale. Under pressure, guns over the middle, and it's incomplete. Sarmiento again had his hands on it momentarily. But again, Cameron Robinson in the area, might have got a hand in. It's a quick 3-and-out for Golden West, and with 1:19 remaining in the first half, East Los Angeles College is going to get it back, and they've got all 3 timeouts. Bridges waiting at his own 38-yard line. Going to need something from Jordan Palomino.
Yeah.
And now it's the Huskies. You have the distinct sense gaining a little bit of confidence. They're starting to settle in, thinking, hey, we're right in this one. This is a 1-score game. We got a chance here. Short kick for Palomino. Might have been off the side of the foot or partially tipped.
Massive shank. This is going to go out at the 27-yard line. That 2?
I think I saw it.
Excuse me.
37.
37.
Yep. So that's a 12-yard punt. And East Los Angeles College with a major opportunity here late. Mentioned some of the kicking trouble. We've seen a number of different kickers this season for the Huskies. And overall, they're 3 of 8 on field goal attempts with a long of 36 yards. So they've got some work to do here to get into field goal range, even from the Golden West 37. Empty backfield, Ivory looking over the middle, high pass intercepted. Golden West forces their first turnover as McLawyer, playing center field, has the interception, and just like that, the Rustler defense thwarts the scoring opportunity for East Los Angeles and gets the ball back with 1:08 to go. Well, Ivory just airmails this one, trying to squeeze it in. You see there 4 Golden West jerseys. Again, looking for Zaldivar. And that's a tough pass to squeeze in, but too much air under that one, and McLawyer shows the vertical and the good hands. And has the interception, and Golden West, that's a big play for the Rustlers late. They win back a measure of momentum. And now with 1:08, they have the ball back. They have 2 timeouts. 3-man rush. Ale stepping up, looking for a lane, bounces off a tackle, breaks another tackle, out to the 24 before he's finally hit and driven back. 8-yard run for Uwe Ale. highlighting again the difficulty of getting him down to the turf as he breaks a couple of tackles. They'll spot it at the 25. 47 seconds. It's a gain of 9. No indication of a timeout, but the clock's not moving. Which I think is interesting. Nonetheless, handoff on 2nd and short, enough for a first down. Johnson with a 4-yard run brings it to the 29. And now the clock obviously was moving. It's 21 seconds. They are going to wind the clock as they're moving the chains.
I think Coach Mitchell and company are going to take a timeout here. Or are they just going to?
Well, it's down to 12 seconds,
I think
and the clock's going to move, and they're just going to head to the locker room here as we will head to halftime from Golden West College. The Rustlers on top of the Huskies 14-7 in the Patriotic Bowl here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. toss and deferred, so they will have it to start the third quarter, trailing at 14-7. Zaldivar has that one go off his hands. It's still live back in the end zone. Now they have to chase it back, and they will get the touchback. Wow. For Zaldivar coming off the special teams highlight of the season, arguably, for East Los Angeles College, an 88-yard kick return for a touchdown.
Did they just rule that a safety?
And it is going to be a safety out of the back of the end zone, so that's a huge play potentially in this one to start the third quarter. It gives the Rustlers a 16-7 lead. East Los Angeles will not get the first drive of the second half. Instead, after the free kick, it'll belong to Golden West. So a lot changes on one play as that one off the hands of Zaldivar and back out of the back of the end zone. And ultimately, Golden West a 16-7 lead. They are still huddled up, so the scoreboard has changed, but let's wait and see.
So let's see it here. Initial touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, Ed Zapolsky making the call. Just to finish the story, Zaldivar's kick return for a touchdown brought ELAC back into the game. They closed the gap against Ventura College. Ultimately, Ventura held on for the 6-point win at East Los Angeles to ultimately secure their Northern Division championship in that crazy Northern Division this season that saw every team in the division enter the final week in a tie. But Zaldivar now on the other end of that spectrum as he has that ball go off his hands. It's out of the back of the end zone, and Golden West now with the 16-7 lead and the free kick coming from the 20. So the Rustlers figure to get good field position as well. So that miscue already costly for East Los Angeles and potentially more costly, as we'll see what the Rustlers are able to do with what figures to be a short field. A little trouble on this kick, but Golden West falls on it at the 45, and that's where they will start. So just underway, and a lot has happened already here in this third quarter.
What's going on here?
It's been that kind of a little bit crazy in this one. We've seen some strange calls, I think, and some strange plays, but Golden West with the 16-7 lead and an opportunity here to reassert control in this one. They did lead it 14-0 at one point before the Huskies crept closer with a second quarter touchdown to make it a 14-7 game. But if they can put points on the board here, they will create some distance. Now Johnson with some trouble in the backfield. Can't find the handle. He is able to fall on it back at the 41-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Brings up a second down and 14.
It's like everyone went in at halftime for a nap and they still haven't woken up.
It's like both teams are still in a food coma from Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Here early in the third quarter?
The third quarter tryptophan coma.
Second down and 14 from the 41. They're showing blitz now. Perkins backs off. Ale with time, working the far sideline, looking for Docknall, and Docknall unable to secure it. And very quickly, it's a 3rd and long for Golden West. They're 5 of 9 on third down so far today, but this is a steep challenge at 3rd and 14 from the 41. Kenwell and Sarmiento to the left side. Ale has Johnson in the backfield.
3rd and 14.
The Huskies send 3. Ale stepping up, throws on the run, nearly intercepted by Daum, who had the coverage on Sarmiento. And you see the adjustment as Perkins, Ale steps up in the pocket, but Perkins, to me, it looks like he has a spy responsibility there on Ale, who they have seen is a threat to go. And so Ale has to pull up and try to squeeze it into Sarmiento. He's unable to do it. And it's a quick 3 and out and a big stand by the Husky defense to get it back after the safety. Bridges at the 25, makes a little move. He's out past the 30 and whipped down at the 35. 10-yard return for Trajan Bridges. And it sets East Los Angeles up at the 35. Now a very late flag comes in. And Ed Zapolsky, who's had a busy afternoon already, will sort this out. They're going to come and get Bridges, who's still on the field.
This is going to be an unsportsmanlike when we go against ELAC.
3 penalties in the first half for 52 yards against East Los Angeles College. Golden West with 5 penalties for 62 yards. And I think that's a little bit low because I think that also is not reflective of a couple of double personal foul calls where only 1 penalty was assessed. This personal foul is going to back them up to the 20-yard line. So the field gets a little longer for the Huskies. They'll start 1st and 10 from their 20 after their 4th penalty of the afternoon. So Quincy Ivory, who has gone the route as the quarterback here today for East Los Angeles in his first start of the season. Fakes, now does give to Honstetter. Good fake, might have fooled me momentarily, but did not fool Darren Vasquez and the Golden West defense as they run him out of bounds for a loss on the play. Also quickly there was Wyatt Potter. A loss of a couple brings up a 2nd down and 12. Potter had a pick 6 in our last broadcast here against San Diego Mesa. And we talked about the 9 defensive touchdowns in 10 games for the Golden West defense. You know you're an opportunistic defense when the other offense considers it a mild feather in their cap if they keep the defense out of the end zone. But so far, the Huskies have done that. 2nd and 12. Ivory gives to Honstetter, who has a good hold on the right side. Hit at the 29. A gain of 11. And he is about a foot shy of a 1st down. So it's going to be 3rd and short. After Honstetter finds a lane and picks up 11. Snap to Ivory. They fake the handoff. Ivory hit behind the line. He drags tacklers to maybe get back to the line, but he is still short.
That's a terrific job
with the stop. Sorry, Michael.
No, Jeff, great penetration by the defense. And I think there was a little miscommunication on the handoff. And that allows the defense to get there and hold ELAC. So both defenses really coming out with a bang here.
Yeah, mentioned at the top that East Los Angeles converting on 3rd down at 42% on the season. They're now 1 of 6 here today. And Mike, very few teams, if anyone, converts at 42% against Golden West on 3rd down. Low snap, trouble for Morales, and it's blocked at the 15, rolling out of bounds just outside the 10. Big play for the Rustlers on special teams. And this starts with trouble on the snap. We're going to run it back for you. And Morales just has to wait for this one. And getting a hand in it, I believe it's Martin. Elijah Martin.
44.
Yeah, Elijah Martin. Gets a big paw on it. Knocks that one ultimately out of play at the 12. So now it's Golden West with a very short field. We saw East Los Angeles in the 2nd quarter take over at the 13 of Golden West after a couple of penalties. And now Golden West turns the tables. They have an opportunity from the Husky 12. Perkins still crowding the line. They fake to Pete Ale straight up the middle, but Caldera is there. Might have been able to pick up a yard. This initially looks like it's going to be effective in terms of the misdirection. But what a job by Juan Caldera on the interior of that defensive line. Not fooled on the play and brings down Ale. And I'll tell you, even when you're 6'3", 250, it's still impressive to bring down Uiale one-on-one. And that's what Caldera was able to do. 2nd down and 9. Ale throws into the end zone. Touchdown, Rustlers. Robbie Saval. It's an 11-yard touchdown pass as Ale gets good protection It's his 12th touchdown pass of the season, and for Robbie Savau, his second touchdown reception on the season. Just sits down in the middle of that zone defense. And Ale delivers a strike, and Golden West now has their largest lead of the day. The extra point wide right, but they still lead at 22-7. It's a 15-point lead with 11:25 remaining in the third. We'll take you out on the touchdown pass from Ale to Savau. You're watching the Patriotic Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Justin Hinsey, who has been battling a nagging toe injury for the last couple of weeks that has somewhat diminished his role, tees it up, belts it out of the back of the end zone. So Hinsey delivers the touchback, or as Nick Mitchell has taken to calling him, 9 toes. But we assume that that is only a momentary nickname, as Hinsey will eventually be back to full strength and have all of his toes functioning at full strength. At least we hope.
That's the goal.
So the touchback puts it at the 25, or it'll be 1st and 10 for East Los Angeles. Still within 2 scores at 22-7. Got a lot of time left, 11:25 to go, but this is where the situation still feels just a little bit dangerous for East Los Angeles. Again, the Rustlers, such an opportunistic defense. They try to fake the handoff again, the read option, and the Rustlers not fooled, a loss of a couple on the play. And Mike, the Rustlers just have the ability, it would seem, to defend both sides of that play. You see there is some pursuit to the outside, but they're still able to defend the interior as well, and there's no place for Ivory to go.
No.
Loss of a couple. 2nd down and 12. They'll spot it at the 24 and call it 2nd and 11. Sheffield in the backfield. Quick throw in the flat. Catch is made by Zaldivar. Sheds a tackler at the 20, heads out of bounds. He's about a yard shy of the 1st down marker to bring up a critical 3rd and 1 for East Los Angeles. And we keep on mentioning Trajan Bridges, the leading receiver, comes in with 60 receptions on the season. Doesn't have a catch so far today. We've seen him sporadically out there today. But Bridges not only has the 60 receptions on the season, but in 3 of the last 4 weeks, he's had 8 or more catches. So that is a major weapon that the Huskies have not been able to find so far today without a catch. 3rd and 2 from the 23. Again, they swing it out in the flat. Sheffield looking for a block, and he is ridden out of bounds short of the marker. Hubbard coming up to force him out of bounds with a little bit of help from Jaden Jackson. That is no gain on the play, and a 4th and 2 from the 33, and another 3 and out for East Los Angeles. They're now 1 of 7 on 3rd down here today.
Late developing play like that, just not going to work against this defensive front.
Yeah, we've seen teams this season when they've had success against Golden West, it has tended to be more as this one off the side of the foot of Barales. Short kick, it's going to be inside the East Los Angeles 45. But, Mike, I imagine you'd agree with me. In our coverage of Golden West this season, we've had teams see better success challenging more vertically, more straight at this defense. It is very difficult against the speed and the coaching of this Golden West team to get much done with misdirection or trying to work to the sides of the field.
Yeah, jet sweeps, anything going east and west, really not going to work against this linebacking core. Not only are they fast and athletic, but they're also very adept at snuffing things out. And, well, we've seen it time and time again this season, particularly in this game. We see it right there on third and short situation. The ball just too late to get to the receiver, and the defense is there gang tackling for a loss.
Just a 9-yard kick, so Golden West has another short field. Cross Antonacci gets his first carry of the day, straight ahead for a gain of 4, brings up a 2nd down and 6. Antonacci did yeoman's work earlier in this season with the injury to Jared Johnson. He took on a much bigger role along with Sam Libier, who ultimately suffered an injury and is out for the year. But Antonacci really took over a leadership role in the backfield. Even had a 100-yard game earlier in the season. That 123-yard effort represents the season high for the Rustlers out of the backfield. Gets the carry here. Perkins quickly into the backfield and whips him down for a loss of a yard. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 under 9 minutes to go in the 3rd. Mentioned Golden West 5 of 10 on 3rd down in the game. They face a 3rd and 7. As Antonacci will remain in the game.
3rd down and 7 at the 39.
They spread it out with Javon Williams solo to the left. Kennewell not on the field. You've got Saval and Sarmiento along with Wanza Fitzpatrick for this 3rd and 7 play. Here comes the blitz. They fake to Antonacci. Ale over the middle, and it's dropped.
A tough day for Sarmiento. That's his 3rd drop.
Yeah, Sarmiento. And, you know, we've made reference to the fact that it's a physical defense. It's a big and physical defense for East Los Angeles, and you wonder if Sarmiento, who has absorbed a couple of big hits already today, isn't starting to feel the effect against a very big and physical secondary for East Los Angeles College, because as you make the point, Micah, it's very uncharacteristic to see him get both hands on the ball and fail to secure it. But, of course, Sarmiento checks in at 5'9", 165. So
this is a prime spot for a fake.
he is not huge of stature himself. Palomino tries the pooch punt and gets a great bounce. Inside the 10, it'll come to rest at the 9. 30-yard kick, but more importantly is the field position as Palomino pins the Huskies back inside their own 10-yard line with 8:03 remaining in the 3rd. And this is such a luxury if you're Golden West. You certainly can play the field position game. You imagine they're all right challenging an offense to go 90 yards.
No problem.
Against their defense. If you can do it, good on you.
Yeah, the only touchdown came on a very short field in the red zone. That drive started for ELAC.
Yep.
Huskies have been able to really muster much of anything long.
Yeah, mention Quincy Ivory and getting the start today just to complete that story. You take a look at the stats from the season for East Los Angeles College, and Quincy Ivory came in just 3 of 7 on the season. So getting substantial run here today, in some trouble in the backfield, hit as he throws, and the pass incomplete. Did have a receiver in the area, but Ivory was in some trouble
that was
in his own end zone.
A flea flicker there, gone awry, and it's a good job by the receiver to come back on that ball and not get an intentional grounding call in the end zone. That would have been another safety.
You don't often see 2 safeties in a quarter. That would have been a new one. 2nd down and 10.
New notch on the belt. Do they have like a Boy Scout patch for that?
I'm thinking like the old Buckeyes helmets with the stars on the helmet. 2nd down and 10. 3 wide receivers to the right. Snap to Ivory. Quick throw in the flat is complete. Out to the 14-yard line. 5-yard pickup brings up a 3rd down and 5. Schilling with the reception. They'll spot it to the 15, 3rd and 5. Well, I'll tell you, I'd like to see Ivory maybe take a straight drop and take a shot down the field. I'm not sure that we've really seen that today. Let's see what the Huskies have in mind. They empty the backfield. Straight drop for Ivory. Flushed from the pocket, still directing traffic, throws back, and it's picked off by Hubbard. Hubbard down inside the 10, brought down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. Hubbard reading Ivory's eyes all the way.
Well, he ran into the cardinal rule of don't be late over the middle of the field.
Yeah, it had a little Brett Favre in the New Orleans Superdome feel to it. Throwing back across the body. You know, not all my references are 70s and 80s references, Michael. I show a little versatility every so often.
You really do.
But Hubbard with a great read. He's sitting back and reading Ivory, and we'll see if we have the replay of that one. But in the meantime, Golden West lines up with Antonacci in the backfield. They have it on the doorstep, 1st and goal from the 3. Snap to Ale. Give to Antonacci, racing for the pylon,
Flag.
in for a touchdown. We do have a flag down. Cross Antonacci gets in from 3 yards out, but let's see if it stays on the board.
It's in the area of a hole, and I think Golden West trying to set the edge is going to back them up.
Antonacci, the leading rusher for the Rustlers on the season, mentioned with the injury to Jared Johnson that caused him to miss the first half of the year. And Antonacci stepping up and delivering great work. But has his touchdown moment taken off the board here on the holding penalty. That'll back it up. They'll spot it at the 12, where it'll be 1st and goal. 7:09 remaining in the 3rd. The Rustlers trying to take firm command in this one. They lead it by 15, and they have it in the red zone. Straight drop for Ale, setting up the screen. Antonacci lays out and appears to make the catch, and he does. He'll be downed quickly for a gain of 3. 2nd and goal. Kennewell back on the left side, along with Sarmiento. Caleb Docknall solo to the right. Ale has the snap, 4-man rush, has time, pop flies the near side. Kennewell tiptoeing the sideline, but the pass incomplete. Working one-on-one, and Andrew Lewis had the coverage, and that's terrific sportsmanship from Andrew Lewis back there. We've seen it get a little testy out there, but he's out there battling on an island against Kennewell, and then able to quickly pop up and help up Kennewell, and they'll head back, get ready for a 3rd and goal from the 9. Ale with receivers left and right. 10 on the play clock. They've got time. Ale has the snap. 4-man rush. Steps up into the pocket. Completes the pass on the far side, but well short. Finds Docknall at the 6. That'll bring up 4th down, and we should see the Golden West punting unit. I should say the field goal unit for what would be a 23-yard field goal. Although, Michael, I'm not seeing any movement yet.
Well, it's 4th down. I wonder if they're reading the scoreboard wrong. And for as testy as this game's been, it would not shock me to see them go for it. And, hey, you got a pretty good defense, so why not go for it?
Yeah, it's 4th down from the 6, and Golden West will go for it. I mentioned 5 of 11 on the season on 4th down. They're 0 for 1 today. They'll try again here. Ale on a designed roll. Pumps, loses the handle, now just has to fall on it. Back at the 19-yard line as Para touches Ale down to get the sack. So not only do they not get it, Michael, they lose 13 yards of field position and give it back to East Los Angeles at the 19. And, well, that is about the opposite of how you draw it up if you're on that Golden West sideline. Good stand by the Huskies as they turn away the Rustlers.
You know, it's still a steep hill to climb for ELAC, but, you know, you get a touchdown there, you're able to get in the end zone if you're Golden West. That's a coffin nail midway through the third.
17. They'll spot it at the 17. Quick throw to Zaldivar, who's complete. Slips out of one tackle at the 20. Still churning his legs, but he's finally pushed back.
Flag.
Now a flag does come in late again. This is out near the 24-yard line. Yeah, Mike, the scoreboard has it, the line of scrimmage at the 22, but it's clearly back at about the 18. So we'll try to keep you updated on what the actual situation is. Right now, the football is resting on the 25 after a gain of about 7, but let's see what the flag is.
I wonder if this is going to be a penalty against the offense. I don't know if it's a hold or Jeff, let's look at the replay one more time here. We're going to see the offensive lineman come in and try to push the player forward. Now, if memory serves, in the pros that's not a penalty, but in college I believe it is. You cannot aid, and this is you go back to the Reggie Bush era
the
at
goal,
USC versus Notre Dame, and how they were looking for a flag because
Personal foul, blindside block, offense, number 88.
So a blindside block, and they will back this one up.
Infraction, 45, blindside block. After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 88 on offense. Both will be half the distance, first down.
So 2 penalties on East Los Angeles College, and we've had now 3 instances in this game of 2 penalties on the same team, both being assessed. This one will take it all the way back to the 6-yard line. They need the 27. So it should set up the
1st and 21.
1st and 21 that you so often see. And I'm not sure, Mike, and you might know this, but there was definitely a reaction on the East Los Angeles sideline. So obviously they were seeing something very different on that play. That's not exactly big news in and of itself, but it was a clear reaction. So clearly, again, another perhaps at least slightly controversial call.
And Coach Godinez wants an explanation. I wonder if we can maybe get a shot of the referee with the white hat.
So 1st and 21 as the explanation has been given. And we should be ready to go with 5:27 remaining in the third.
Michigan with a big win over Ohio State, 45-23 on the road. Wow.
Well, that one's going to sting in Columbus.
Yep. It's 2 years in a row now, Harbaugh getting the win.
Still undefeated
Yes, he is, 12-0.
on the season. So
Number 3 rank coming in. That's going to change.
we're ready to go. 1st and 21. Snap to Ivory. Play action. Ivory hit in the end zone, wrapped up, and brought down. 2nd sack of the game for Golden West. 2nd safety of the quarter. Are they going to give him forward progress? And they are out to the 2-yard line. That is a huge break for the Huskies, as we'll get the replay. But now it's 2nd and about 26. Let's watch here. And
I think that's a good call. He's just outside before he starts to get gang tackled. And
Gerbich bringing the pressure. But when they first get the contact and start to drive him back, as Vasquez also in on that. That's 1.5 sacks today for Darren Vasquez. They'll keep it on the ground, and a short gain staying out of the end zone brings up a 3rd down. Just gets out to the 1-yard line. So even a loss on the play. It's now 3rd and 26 as Honstetter gets the carry. But what do you do here if you're East Los Angeles?
You run it.
So dangerous to throw in.
You get some room
against
to
this
breathe.
defense. You might not even get back to the line. Let's see what happens. And some movement. Well, if there is a time, commit the false start. It might be when you're at about the 1 foot line. So a false start on the right side on that East Los Angeles offensive line. Hinashore and Uile. And they've done the good work today to the extent that East Los Angeles has been able to run the ball at all. It's been working behind the right side of that offensive line. Of course, it's been a struggle, and they'll go with the quick kick. And Ivory boots this one away, gets it out to the 30-yard line. It's a 29-yard punt, and I got to tell you, Mike, that might have been the best call that you could do from there. The chances, even running the ball up the middle on a fairly conservative call, of not getting back to the line or potentially giving up a safety, still very high against Golden West, even on a 3rd and forever. And Bobby Godinez elects not to take a chance with that and rather just quick kick it and get it out to the 30 and put it back on the shoulders of his defense, who will work with another short field.
Yeah, the offensive line in disarray. Get rid of it now. Regroup. Let the defense get out there. Maybe make a play.
Jonathan Scott in the backfield with Jared Johnson. They'll send Sarmiento in motion. Ale at the controls, has the snap, has time, still looking deep over the middle and incomplete. Just overshot his target as he was looking for Docknall, I believe.
83?
Okay. Thanks, Mike. You got the better eyes. It was Anthony Williams on the post. And boy, this is well designed and good protection up front on that offensive line. And Ale had time, but overthrows Williams. It's 2nd and 10. Johnson solo in the backfield. Snap to Ale. They fake, throw in the flat, complete the pass to Williams. Williams driven back by Knott after a 4-yard pickup, brings up a 3rd down and 6. It's another big hit out there.
Vicious.
Golden West 5 of 12 on 3rd down. They're 0 of 3 so far in the 3rd quarter, as this has suddenly turned into a defensive struggle on both sides of the ball. Both offenses having a lot of trouble stringing together first downs, getting anything going. Blitz coming. Ale stepping up, looking for a lane, tries to make a move at the 25, but Para with a terrific play in the open field, able to wrap up Ale. No gain on the play, might have even lost a yard. Either way, it brings up a 4th down, and on comes Justin Hinsey, and now Nick Mitchell is going to attempt the field goal. This will be from 44 yards.
Just the old 9 toes.
Hinsey, perfect on the season so far. He's 4 of 4 with a long of 47. So this in his range. There is a fairly decent breeze here today.
Left to right.
Working from left to right indeed. So not ideal kicking conditions.
Previous extra point was missed wide right.
Hinsey.
That's good.
Gets it away, and it is good with room to spare. Hinsey still perfect on the season. 5 of 5. That one from 44 yards out. Golden West with 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd. Now leads it 25-7. You're watching the 2022 Patriotic Bowl here from Golden West College here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Golden West leading it by It was a 7-point game at the half, but the Rustler defense has dug in here in the third quarter. They have a safety, a touchdown, and a field goal, and they've pushed the lead to 18 on the return out to the 24-yard line. And a little under 2 minutes to go in the third. And East Los Angeles is going to have to find a way to substantially flip the script here some way, because right now this Golden West defense is pretty well dominating the affair.
I know we fielded some calls to the ELAC coaching staff this week. None were returned, but hey, maybe they were having just as much trouble figuring it out as we were.
You never know. So we should point out that we were not able to track down someone to talk to us from East Los Angeles College. So to the extent that it's possible that we might be mispronouncing a name or something like that, apologies, but we weren't able to secure a clear definition of what names we're dealing with. So as always, we do our best, but we do apologize. Sometimes it might happen. In any event, back to the action on the field. 1:55 to go in the third. And after a penalty, East Los Angeles will start at the 13-yard line.
Another one.
1st and 10, Ivory empties the backfield. Looking to his left, has a man, but it's incomplete. That is probably the most open he has had a receiver today, as he is looking for Quintavious Workman.
Yeah, it was Terrell Taylor on the pressure.
Yeah, Workman, 6'6", 215 pounds, out of Cary, North Carolina. And again, we talked to Nick Mitchell, talked about the number of just impressive athletes that they have on this team. They've done such a great job, obviously, recruiting a number of D1 bounce backs. And Workman, another impressive receiver for this team, and he was open there, but Ivory couldn't find him. 2nd down and 10 from the 13. Blitz coming, partially tipped, but complete. Forced out of bounds. Honstetter with the reception. Gains a couple of yards. Brings up a 3rd down and 8. And getting there quickly was Palomino, all the way over from his right linebacker spot. But he's pursuing that play all the way over on the other side of the field. 3rd down and 8 from the 17. East Los Angeles, 1 of 8 on 3rd down so far today, and they face another 3rd and long here. 4-man rush. Ivory stepping up, fires over the middle, and completes to the 30-yard line. Strong throw from Quincy Ivory. Good for 12 yards and a 1st down. Knox with the reception for Golden West, and completions of any substance for East Los Angeles have been few and far between here today. That was a 12-yard completion on 3rd and 8. Gives the Huskies a fresh set of downs. Ivory now 8 of 17, but for just 57 yards in the game. 36 seconds and counting remaining in the third. Honstetter on the sweep, able to ward off Laban, run out of bounds, a gain of a couple. Laban was on that quickly, but a good job by Honstetter using the stiff arm to keep him at bay and at least squeeze out a couple of yards. Down to 11 seconds and counting. Are the Huskies going to try and run one more play? They don't have to. Down to 5 seconds, and it would appear not. That will be the end of the third quarter. Golden West, well, now with 1 second. No, now it has stopped. Okay. Scoreboard fooling me a little bit today. We're through 3. Golden West on top of East Los Angeles, 25-7. When we return, we'll head to the fourth quarter. It's the Patriotic Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Start of the fourth quarter here at the Patriotic Bowl, and Golden West 15 minutes away from a bowl victory and what would be their 9th win of the season as they lead it 25-7. Should mention, we mentioned earlier that East Los Angeles making their 2nd trip to the Patriotic Bowl. Ivory hit as he throws, and the pass incomplete. He was trying to go back to Zaldivar. Brings up, I have it at 3rd and 8. Let's see what the call was. I think they just announced 4th down. Should point out that Golden West also returning to the Patriotic here in 2000. They were here in 2015, losing a nail-biter to Mount San Antonio College. That was a 29-27 win for the Mounties. So 2nd appearance in the Patriotic Bowl for each team. Rustlers looking to even up their Patriotic Bowl record here today. They bring the blitz, quick screening. Gerbich delivers the big hit. Loss on the play of about 3 yards as Honstetter had no chance. And here comes the Husky punting unit. We'll see Borales. And again, Michael, we see the Huskies trying everything, but trying to set up maybe a little misdirection. And again, that's tough to do. And Gerbich was right there. Had that play well diagnosed, and a good job by Honstetter to hold on to that football. A couple of interceptions today for Ivory, but generally speaking, the Huskies have done a pretty good job taking care of the football. Good kick from Borales. This is taken at the 33. A little move at the 35. Jimenez on the return out to the 45-yard line. 12-yard return and good field position for Golden West at their own 45-yard line. 38-yard punt, but it felt longer than that. No, I think it was a 48-yard punt. Came from the 19. Well, we saw just a brief run from Luke Peterman, and Peterman appears to be back. So, for the 2nd time today, we will see Luke Peterman at the controls for Golden West. He was 2 of 3 on a drive that stalled in the red zone for the Rustlers in the first half. Play action, quick throw, completion out to midfield, and you can hear the pop from here after the 5-yard completion. Brim with the reception. Walters with another big hit. And Ray Walters, in addition to doing it all from his safety spot, he had the touchdown run for the lone run for the Huskies. The lone touchdown run, I should say. But Walters is a physical safety. There's no question about that. 2nd down and 5. They're showing blitz. Now here they come, though. Handoff on the right side, nothing doing. No gain on the play. Robinson, the first to get there. Late whistle comes in, and again, you see Borales helping up. I think is it Antonacci or Jason Pete? Can't see. It's 24-34 on that carry, but it's been an interesting contest. Jason Pete, now he wants to talk to the Husky sideline as he lost his helmet. He'll head off. Pete has had an outstanding afternoon, doing it relatively quietly with 81 yards rushing to lead the way for Golden West, and he's still fired up about something. No gain on the play. It's a 3rd down and 5, but Mike, I've been struck by the sort of duality of this one. It's been a physical, sometimes testy contest, but interspersed with some nice sportsmanship on both sides. And you see Husky players helping up Rustler players, and you don't always see that, in our coverage. 3rd and 5. Blitz coming. Great fake from Peterman. Has Antonacci open for a first down. Bounces off a couple of tackles. Antonacci finally tripped up inside the 30. Boy, he almost broke away from 3 Husky defenders, but they just trip him up at the end. Watch Antonacci here with the bowling ball action. Bouncing off a couple of tacklers and keeps those legs moving, and finally They trip him up at the 28-yard line. That moves the chains for the Rustlers.
Jeff, I'm going to correct you. You misspoke. It was players bouncing off of Antonacci.
That's true. If he was bouncing off, that'd be pinball. But when they're bouncing off of him, that's bowling ball. Let's get our cross-sport references right, our cross-game references right. First down carry for Antonacci for a gain of a couple. Second down and 8 from the 26. Antonacci will head off. And the Rustlers in no particular hurry. That's another good play, by the way, on the completion. Antonacci, we talked about Antonacci's tremendous work after catching the ball, but Peterman with a great fake buys himself some time. And, you know, Peterman's just a freshman, but I think you have to be very impressed with the poise he's showing here today in his short run. Under pressure here. Now hit as he throws, and he's going to cough it up with an interception. No sooner do I say it than Robinson gets the interception. Now flags coming in from everywhere, and Andrew Lewis and one of the Rustler players, I didn't get a number, they were continuing to go, and about 8 flags hit the field. They'll quickly try to separate the players and get everybody off the field. But let's return to the play itself. The blitz comes on Peterman, and Peterman maybe with the first questionable decision that he's made on the day, elects to try and get off a pass. And he's hit as he throws. It ends up being something of a duck hanging in the air, and Robinson is there to make the interception. And we're going to have to sort out the fisticuffs here. But, Michael, I would not be surprised if one or more players saw their end of their day right here.
End of their season.
Yeah, this might be a situation where we'll see some people thrown out.
Yeah, he's looking for Jimenez, and he gets hit as he throws. I don't know if it was a bad decision, just poorly executed because he just didn't have the time. But
yeah,
Peterman intercepted, and you see there, you know, helmets coming off, a lot of extracurriculars.
You know, there's a penalty called there, and it's one. Again, they're just going to say this is on Golden West.
74?
Yeah, and they're going to call it. Well, I don't have a 74 on Golden West, so your guess is as good as mine on where that goes. But it's 15 yards, and, you know, you hate to see that, but we've seen a little bit of that today where the physical play has carried on after the whistle. And, you know, Mike, in these situations, as they fake the handoff to Honstetter, that one nearly picked off by Neal as they tried to get it to Bridges. That may be Bridges' first target on the day. Not to mention that he doesn't have a catch, but a flag in the backfield. But, you know, Mike, you see this sometimes in our coverage where play is getting particularly testy. Roughing the passer is the call against Golden West. So that'll move them up 15 yards. And you'd really like to see the officials take a little more control in this one. Maybe throw a couple of players out of the game and send the message that that type of thing isn't going to be tolerated, to try and quell that down, because very quickly it's something that you start to see after every play.
Yeah. Jeff, you make a really good point, and obviously you want to protect the players from themselves, and you know maybe an ejection of a key player might actually serve that purpose.
Yeah, there's more drama still going on the Husky sideline in front of us. Meanwhile, Honstetter on the carry finds good yardage down to the 25. He's close to a first down and has enough for a first down. So a 10-yard run moves the chains. East Los Angeles, 11:07, so you've still got time. If they can put a 6 up here, all of a sudden they creep back within a couple of scores. And you've still got a game. They send Honstetter in motion. They fake the pass. Ivory finds a little lane up the middle.
Jeff,
down to the 17, a gain of 8.
That's more of what you talked about in terms of challenging north and south there. As you see, they send out of the pistol formation Hofstetter out of the backfield. You basically lose a man in the second level.
Yeah, Christian Vala with a good push up front. The center for East Los Angeles creates a hole for Ivory, who picks up 7, a second and 3. Three wide receiver set. T formation backfield, handoff to Zaldivar running to his left, has the first down. Maybe for the first time today, the Husky offense really moving. Picked up a few first downs. They have it into the red zone. And here comes Ray Walters, who had the touchdown run before on his first and only carry of the season. And he's going to get back into the fray in the backfield again. Bridges back on solo to the left with Quintavious Workman to the right. First and 10 from the Golden West 12-yard line. And certainly for the first time today, the Rustler defense looks like it's back on its heels a bit. Quick pitch to Walters. Walters with a head of steam. He's at the 5. Dragged down at the 2. Close to the first down. In fact, Walters got the first down all the way down to the 1. And again, great push on the left side of that East Los Angeles offensive line behind Randolph and Tyne. First and goal from the 1. The Huskies want to hurry. Walters running left. They're running the same play. Takes a hit behind the line, still churning his legs. No signal.
He's in.
And he did get in. So Walters hit at the line, but the second effort gets him in for the touchdown. Second touchdown run of the game for Ray Walters, and it's 25-13. The extra point makes it a two-score game at 11, but do they think about going for 2? Looks like they're going to go for the extra point.
Yeah, it's 3 scores regardless.
Ethan Rodriguez will come on to try and tack on the extra point. 9:12 to go. Well, not so fast, Michael. We still got a game here. 11-point game. If the extra point is good, it's up, and it's good. 9:12 to go in the fourth quarter. 25-14. The Rustlers see their lead slash to 11. It's the Patriotic Bowl on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Well, we're going to get to our thank yous later on in this broadcast, but really want to give a big shout out to Chick-fil-A on Beach Boulevard, providing lunch for both of the teams here today. And throughout the season, they have been an integral part of the athletics program here at Golden West.
Well, I know how much you enjoy Chick-fil-A, and all I can say, Mike, is I'm sorry that you didn't get some of the Chick-fil-A here today.
Hey, you know what? Primo Nash came to bat, and hey, we got some tacos al carbon. You know what? Just in time for the World Cup.
Better that you would say that than me. I had a burger, and it was good.
I had both.
9:12 remaining in the fourth quarter in East Los Angeles. Able to take advantage of the turnover. And they work it downfield. Eventually, Walters on a 1-yard touchdown run makes it 25-14.
We can see an onside here?
Back up 11.
Yep.
And they are going to try it on the right side. And this one heads out of bounds. Do have a flag down. But the Rustlers will keep it. And they'll have a relatively short field. And let's see if it's back to Ale or if they will let Peterman come back on for another series as they still sort out the flag. And this is going to go against the Huskies.
Penalties on the play. Offside, kicking team. That penalty declined. Ball kicked out of bounds by the kicking team. The receiving team is elected to take the ball 5 yards beyond where the ball went out of bounds.
So the offsides call on East Los Angeles declined, but the ball kicked out of bounds. That will still give Golden West 5 yards. So they'll take over from the Husky 40. Leading it by 11. Ale back on. Pete Follows his left guard and a gain of a couple.
Oh,
And more flags come in.
been a laundry fest.
Yeah, Chris Garcia out in front of that play, but good job by the Huskies closing it down after a couple of yards, but let's see what the flag is.
After the play, dead ball, 2 fouls on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 12 on the defense. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. Those penalties offset. Second down.
So more unsportsmanlike. Perkins and an unnamed Golden West player. Second down and 8 from the 38. So they'll offset, and Mike, I don't want to harp on the point, but again, offsetting penalties that don't affect the position of the ball is not exactly a disincentive to get into. To get into it after a play and let your temper get the best of you. Second down and 8 from the 38. They're showing blitz. Here they come. They'll keep it on the ground. Johnson wrapped up and brought down after a gain of a couple. And that was Morales getting low on Johnson, tripping him up. Brings up a 3rd down and 6, and a big 3rd down for Golden West, who all of a sudden is having tremendous difficulty sustaining drives and converting 3rd downs.
3rd down and 6 after 36.
The clock moves, but the Rustlers, if they could get a couple of first downs here, they could really chew into this clock and go a long way towards salting this one away, but they need to get themselves some first downs. Ali on a straight drop, quarterback draw, looking for a block. He's inside the 30, down to the 29. He needed 6, he got 7. And that was Uiale all the way. The quarterback draw, they're going to put it in the hands of their freshman quarterback, and Ale does the work, picking up 7 yards. Ale with the carry. Now up to 53 yards on the ground. Mentioned Pete with 83 yards to lead the way. That is a massive first down. They'll wind the clock, and now the Rustlers can take at least a couple of minutes off the clock, you would think. Pete running left, has a hole. He's inside the 20. Pete's going to take it in. Jay-Sean Pete sweeping to the left. A 29-yard touchdown. The Rustlers push the lead back to 17. And oh, by the way, Pete over 100 yards on the ground. Far and away his season high. Statement game for young Jay-Sean Pete. He's a freshman coming from Grant High School in Portland, Oregon. And, Nick Mitchell, when we have talked to him this season, has been effusive in his praise of Jay-Sean Pete and just the natural instincts and vision that he brings to the table. And he's a great offset in his style of running from Jared Johnson, from Cross Antonacci. But he is a tremendous young talent. And it will be interesting if Jay-Sean comes back next year to see how he continues to grow. As I say, it's a big performance here today in the Patriotic Bowl. The 29-yard touchdown run puts Golden West back up 32-14 with 7:43 to go here from Huntington Beach. 7:43 remaining in the fourth quarter, and Golden West inching toward putting this one away After the big run by Pete, they go back up 18 now with under 8 minutes to go. More trouble bringing in the kick at the 5-yard line and out to the 20, a short return. Will set up the Huskies as Kalani Washington, and again they want to jaw a little bit after the whistle, but they'll separate them quickly. No flags down that I see on this one, as they were able to dissipate it quickly enough.
18-yard return, 1st and 10, East LA.
Rustlers have lost their last couple of trips to bowl games, losing it back in the Patriotic Bowl in 2015, also in the SoCal Bowl in 2018. So this will break a little losing streak in bowl games if they can hold on here. It'll be another terrific season under head coach Nick Mitchell. This one would end with a record of 9-2. And, you know, give this team and this coaching staff a lot of credit. And we mentioned at the top very briefly, but a couple of weeks ago was essentially the start of the playoffs for Golden West and Fullerton College as they met with a Southern Division championship on the line. It was winner take all for a playoff spot in that matchup, and the Hornets were outstanding in that one and won it 26-6, punched their ticket to the playoffs. And Golden West, obviously, after a season ago, being exactly 1 yard away from a trip to the state championship game. Again, we're thinking about making it back to the playoffs, making it back for a championship. That's where this team, that's where their head was as Hinsey delivers the hit, the pass incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down for East Los Angeles. But they put in a good week of practice, good couple of weeks of practice. They put in the work, committed themselves, and they've shown up here and done a terrific job against a talented Husky squad. And they are on the doorstep with under 7 minutes to go, leading at 32-14 with a 3rd down and 8 facing East Los Angeles. 4 wide receivers set. They'll send Honstetter in motion. Ivory able to slip away from one tackle. They've got him wrapped up. He's still on his feet. Now Vasquez and company are going to bring him down for another sack. Darren Vasquez has had a big afternoon. I've got him unofficially with two and a half sacks. Brogan Diasis able to get in
Flag
on the sack as well. Flags coming in late. It was a good individual effort by Ivory to try and keep that play alive. And again, they'll have to separate these two teams after the play with 6:35 to go.
Well, Jeff, they're in the first quarter. Ventura on top of Riverside, 14-13. We've seen it a couple times, 3 times to be exact this season. Riverside has been up against it at home. Now, they don't play at home this season. I believe ELAC Field or Stadium is under renovation. So they're at, I believe, Ramona High School, if memory serves. Don't know if it's Ramona High School. It might be a different field because I remember the SCFA passing a bylaw a few years ago that playoff games cannot be at high schools because of locker room restrictions and so forth. So this is a San Bernardino Valley College, so this is not a field that Riverside is used to playing at.
As I say, the Pirates, an interesting story. About a month ago, they appeared to be largely dead in the water as the postseason really was concerned. They were 0-2 in conference play, but their head coach, Steve Mushagian, returns to the sidelines. They managed to get themselves together, and they've been a much better team, as I believe we do have an ejection, maybe our first one today on this one. And again, I've got to say, long overdue on this one, where there have been post-play extracurriculars after seemingly every play. And finally, they're going to try and establish a little order. Meanwhile, the penalty going against East Los Angeles, so they'll have to punt from the shadow of their own goalpost.
Oh, it's dead ball. So 4th down.
Yeah, it's 4th down. So we'll see the punting unit. Morales on to kick it away with 6:35 remaining. But the Pirates the last few weeks have really righted the ship. They have really started to get themselves going back in a much more positive direction. Of course, they still played well under interim coach Terry Morris, who stepped in a difficult spot and kept things on the tracks for Ventura as the return is back inside Husky territory, inside the 40. But that's an interesting story to watch. Of course, the Tigers have been just overpowering, it seems, from week one on this season, looking like the team that won the championship going back in 2019, and one of the absolute power teams in the 3C2A. They've been up on top of the rankings seemingly throughout the season. So very tough challenge, but we'll see just how good the Pirates are right now. They lead it in the early going 14-13 in that one. And of course tonight, Fullerton and Mount Sac. And a full slate of games. We have other bowl games today as well, and playoffs happening in the north as well.
Citrus at the start of the fourth on top of Mount San Jacinto. Mount San Jacinto, the defending American Division champ.
Yeah, Citrus has had an unbelievable year as well.
Yeah, it's been a mix of good and bad. They had a player pass away due to an accident. Citrus did. And, you know, our condolences to them and their program. Andrew Wheeler, one of the associate athletic directors at Citrus College, a friend of SoCal College Sports. You know, our thoughts are with him and his program and that football team, who has been incredible, undefeated in 2022, and looking to run the slate.
Mike, you're not going to believe it. There's another flag down.
I'm shocked.
This one, another dead ball foul. Going to go against East Los Angeles. Things starting to unravel a little bit for the Huskies late. And now the Rustlers are back in the red zone and a chance to tack on some more points here.
Jeff, another game going on right now. Moore Park and Allen Hancock. And Allen Hancock in the National Division. Moore Park in the American. And Moore Parks have had a very good year. I know our pal Emery Johnson would be very proud to know that his Moore Park Raiders really had a fantastic 2022 year.
Yeah, it started
another
out.
Flag.
They took on Ventura in week one, and that is a very tough assignment. And that one was somewhat predictably all Ventura, but what a great job bouncing back after that, and they've had a great season and earned a postseason bowl berth
against a national team.
Yep.
And right now they're at Allen Hancock midway through the third quarter, 7-0.
Yeah, Allen Hancock, they're a fun team to watch. Sort of interesting system, and we enjoyed. They had man, what a
22
classic.
points in a fourth quarter win versus Long Beach. Long Beach
Yeah.
was on the cusp of taking over in the National Northern Division. You know, if they win that game, it's not it's not Ventura Riverside. It's likely Long Beach out of the north.
Yeah, the Bulldogs doing the Pirates a little bit of a favor, but they also had their game at Ventura, and that was maybe the game of the season in the 3C2A. Just a phenomenal ball game between those two teams that went down to the final 30 seconds. And what a great game that was, and that was a lot of fun. Meanwhile, we continue here, and we've lost the scoreboard, so we're going to have to do our best to approximate how much time we got. Now we got it back. 5:29. It's a 1st and 5 after yet another penalty. Pushes it to the 15. And you are treading into the territory here with East Los Angeles of the wheels coming off, because that's another penalty on the Huskies that takes it to the 15-yard line. And they've got to get themselves together. Antonacci bounces it to his left, brought down after a gain of perhaps a yard or two to the 13. It'll bring up 2nd down and short.
3-yard gain on the play. Second down and 2.
They'll give Antonacci 3 yards. Brings up a 2nd down and 2. Peterman still on at quarterback after Ale came on for the previous drive. They get the touchdown run for Pete to reassert control in this one, leading by 18 as we're under 5 minutes to go. They give to Antonacci running right, looking to cut it back. And again, bounces off a couple of tacklers. Omega Williams does drag him down, but Antonacci with that good second effort again, appears to have enough for a first down. They haven't moved the chains yet. Why are they going to call this third and about a foot?
Just short of the first down.
Yeah, they're going to say he's a little bit short. It's a good job by Williams. Quick snap, and Peterman on the keeper.
First down, Russell.
That was Borales coming over the top to try and anticipate that play, but Peterman able to push forward and get the first down. We'll wind down toward 4 minutes to go. And Mike, I know we've got quite a few thank yous here today because this will be our last football broadcast of the season in all likelihood. Certainly hear from Golden West as the Rustlers will finish up a tremendous 2022 campaign. Want to make sure that we do thank Nick Mitchell first and foremost. He has taken a lot of time, actually has made himself available to talk to us this season and again this week, and always enjoyed our conversations with Nick Mitchell and getting his insights into the team and on the season. So thanks to Coach. I know that they keep him very busy, but he made time in his schedule on a weekly basis to talk to us, and we certainly appreciate that.
Danny Johnson, athletic director here at Golden West College. Really, really made a decision last year to bring us on for playoff coverage and continued with that relationship this year, and really very appreciative to that chance to to feature his program, and we had a chance to feature his water polo program this past weekend. Congratulations. 6 in a row for Golden West.
6 championships in a row. What is this, UCLA? Wow, that's an old reference. Almost have to apologize for that. Antonacci on the carry on the left side. How much doing? Down to about the 5, where it'll be second and goal, and the Rustlers closing in here as we wind down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
Kimberly Blair, also athletic facilitator. Noreen,
Tim Bremen, of course.
Tim Bremen, absolutely. Noreen Yoshida Peer handles a lot of the administrative side of things. Hey, papers don't move unless Noreen's on it. She certainly is week in and week out. And like you said, Jeff, Tim Bremen, Director of Operations here at Golden West for athletics.
Second down and goal with Antonacci in the deep eye. Quarterback keeper on the right side. Turned away. And it's Ale who's come back on for Peterman to finish it out. He gained a yard. It'll bring up second and goal. And again, both teams content to let the clock run here under 2 minutes to go.
They have it down as 4th and goal here.
It does bring up 4th down, so here comes Hinsey, who will try to stay perfect as he will attempt this kick from 20 yards. Call it 21. This will come from the right hash. Well, how do you like it after a safety and so all kinds of odd plays? If Hinsey can put this one through, we'll be at the very, very normal score of 35-14. Snap, placement down, Hinsey's kick away.
Wide left.
And he is wide left. Well, man, I'll tell you, my announcer jinx is phenomenal. I don't like to give myself a lot of credit for things, but it's crazy.
That's one that's deserving for sure. One more shout out, Andrew Upati. Every week we come out, we set up. He is usually the first guy here, setting up the easy ups over here in the press booth area, and he's the athletic equipment manager for Golden West College. And
well, if he gets here before you, that's impressive. I know you.
Dave Sams.
Yep. 1:08 remaining in the game as the Huskies will come on for likely one more series. And we'll see if we're gonna. We will have a change at quarterback. And a first down carry. And Vasquez, who has had a massive day on that defensive line. I believe he has 2.5 sacks, so we'll see what the official stats are, but he has been spending so much time in that Husky backfield that they're going to get him a jersey. Second and long. They will keep it on the ground. They'll fake, rather, and throw to the near side. Catch is made by Boyd. And Boyd brought down, and, well, it just wouldn't be the 2022 Patriotic Bowl if we didn't have a little bit of jawing after the whistle, and they're gonna keep going. And these two teams, a whistle's not enough. They just want it's gonna keep going a little bit.
Update from San Bernardino. Riverside has taken a 20-14 lead early in the second quarter.
Looks like that one's going over the number, Mike. Not that we would ever condone betting on such things.
They don't have lines for such things, and I think this might be it.
And indeed, the clock gonna tick off. That will do it. The Rustlers moved to 9-2 on the season with a Patriotic Bowl win, 32-14 over East Los Angeles College. The Huskies will finish their campaign at 5-6 on the season. Michael, any final words that you want to get in here as we wrap things up from Huntington Beach?
Well, that'll wrap it up for our season of SCFA coverage. Special thanks to Rich Colin, head of the referees, and has a lot of the early week meetings after the weekend and talking about plays that happened. And he was very gracious with his time this season and allowing us to kind of pick his brain after we had some questions on some calls that happened. Tom Gang, president of the SCFA, Jim Sartoris, commissioner of the SCFA, they communicate to us things that that may not be privy to the public early, so we can kind of get a beat on things and know our schedule. So definitely want to extend our gratitude to them as well. And then all of the teams that we cover. Ventura, good luck to them in their game at Riverside, College of the Canyons, Saddleback College,
Antelope Valley,
and AVC. Tom Gang, also the athletic director and dean of kinesiology and athletics at Antelope Valley College. That'll do it for our coverage here from Golden West. Jeff, take us out.
Once again, the final 32-14 Golden West with the win. Thanks so much for joining us for the Patriotic Bowl here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. So long, everybody.